My name is Ina Irby. I'm not a life coach. I'm not a therapist. I'm a mom. I've been on this quest. I recently disassociated myself. As one of Jehovah's Witnesses, and so now I'm on a quest. I'm grateful too that you come with me. I love this on wisdom, right? And listening to our inner wisdom. That's something that you lose when you're one of Jehovah's Witnesses. You're in the collective, so you don't really get to hear yourself at all, even when it's screaming danger. I'm wiser. 49 years in a cult, you become skeptical over people who say that they're demanding of your loyalty, and you don't do that. I'm a very lenient person when it comes to Christianity. I don't feel that we are demanded at this point in human history to accept the Christ, because there's so many people that are not Christian, and that would mean the destruction of so many people, unless you see physical. If you actually see people getting physically healed, and you can see the difference between human rulership and spirit rulership, we're not going to be able to really make a good decision. My husband constantly tells me that. I don't believe, because I don't see the results. And it's sad, because right now we have a lot of human rulers, and it's a big mess. So, yeah, I always err through mercy and kindness. And that's how I'm going to go with it, because I'm not going to do the demands that most Christians feel accepting the Christ. To me, it's scary to do that, because there's a man behind it. I don't like that. There's a man behind that reasoning. And until I get a spirit creature that I can, who visibly represents himself and gets rid of the things that we see, I err towards the atheist view. Well, let me see this. I think that's safer. Mercy. Have mercy on our human beings, on our fellow human beings. And kindness. Always be kind. And yeah, so I do this because I needed help. I wanted to get better. I wanted to know why I did what I did for so long. Why? I look back now, I had pioneers that I associated with, and I thought I was associating with the cream of the crop in the congregation. Those were my friends. But in actuality, I look back, those were the people that were the sickest, because they conformed so easily without a fight. Why? What's in them? They want better. Yes, they were sincere. I truly believe my friends are sincere. But there's wrongs that we ignored throughout. And when I talked to my pioneer friends, they had difficulties in their lives with elders at one point in their lives. If and when they would be honest. So what was that? Why did we allow that? Why did I get to the sickest group and they were the actual sickest group to be with. They conformed without question. And that is what I did. I conformed without question. I want to do that differently now. I want to question. There's nothing wrong with questioning. Nothing. So now it's punishment. As Jehovah's Witnesses, everything is always punishment. Oh, if you don't do this, you're going to die at Armageddon. Courage to change. When I'm unhappy with my situation, I feel that God is punishing me. Yeah, no. We lose our image very quickly when we find that we're dealing with people who see that he's very demanding. And to me, yes, there were demands in history. Do I agree with the demands? I don't know. I'm a human being living now in this century. I don't know what it was like then. I wasn't alive then. When I read the scriptures and see cruelness, I shudder. It was a time in human history that was very harsh. And it really hasn't changed much now. I mean, yeah, we want to look at the positive, but there's a lot of negative here on the earth right now. And so it's hard for any human being here on the earth right now, especially in third world countries. I think in America, we complain about bills and how to get good health care, and the politicians around us that make the decisions and get lots of money for it. Behind the scenes, they'll get money under the table for pushing along certain bills, and yeah, so it's a big mess. And then there are people on the other side of the earth. I mean, we have comforts. We could even go through the trash can and actually eat somebody else's leftovers and survive. Whereas somebody in the third world country, they're not going to be able to do that. Our brothers and sisters in certain Asian countries and continents, yeah, they're suffering in ways that we've never had to suffer here in America. So some of us, because in America there is great poverty in different places of the country. It's just the magnitude of problems, I think, is hard. To me, it's so hard to be so demanding of a punishing and see God as a punishing God. Yeah. We need reassurance that we have a God that wants to heal. And that is, I think, where I want to set myself. That's the healthy position I want to take. That he wants to help us. That he wants to heal us through a great king. And so, yes, I want to provide comfort and peace when you get to me, because I need it too. And so I have my coffee with you, and we sit and we go through the courage to change and affirmations for the inner child. And I believe that when you receive free, you give free, right? You receive free, you give free, and vice versa. You give free and you receive. And so I love TED Talks. I love Gabor Mate, Dr. Mate. I love people who are willing to spend time with you and give freely so you can understand what's going on in your families and in the world around us. People who are not going to sugarcoat it and say everything is wonderful. Dr. Gabor Mate does not do that. He's dealt with addictions and emotional issues that are very real right now that we have to deal with as human beings. And so I direct you to people that will believe in the Christ. And at the same time, if you're an atheist, I understand that too. Because I live with an atheist, and I love him, and I will never stop loving him. And I understand that. I understand that you need something to see. And that makes sense to me. I remember Thomas, when he was doubting Jesus said, "No, come over here." And then he let him touch his hands, and it helped him to see. So right now, I don't think we are demanded to act until we actually see physical things that will help us to recognize that there is a creator and that there is a great king up in the heavens. And I don't want to, I can't look at the universe and all its complexities and not feel that way. I can't. There's something there. And there's evil here that can't ever seem to go away, even when there's good people here on the earth that want to change things. So I've been looking for apps that are helpful, and I found one that is free. It's called, because a friend of mine sent me some apps that were positive. Now, I'm dealing with children, and because I screwed up so badly as one of Jehovah's Witnesses and took my children through all this ridiculousness, I'm dealing with not just my emotions and my husband's emotions, because for 20 years I neglected to believe him. But then there's a lot of guilt that comes with that. So, hello, I'm trying to get that and put that aside and say, yeah, I'm a human being. I made a mistake. Granted, it was a long time. So now I have to pick up the pieces and try and make it better. I do my Bible reading. I do in the morning, at night. I ground myself in the morning. I pray with my children, even if they don't really understand that. Right at this point, all of my family has just gotten everything that I've ever taught them and just chucked it. Don't blame them. It's okay. It's okay. Example. And I found an app. It's called the Human Improvement Project, and it's based on data, brain studies. And because I have a brain issue, now things look differently. And looking at your brain and seeing how our brains work is very important to me. Where's the data? Let me see why I did certain things. Let me see how I can behave better. How can I be a better parent? It's called the Human Improvement Project. It's an app. It's absolutely free. It's under the guise of exactly that, data. And it is from an individual's, it's a nonprofit organization, the Happy Child Parenting app. And it goes through how to improve both your children and the relationship that you have with your children, so you can have a long-term relationship with your children. And also, if you are single and you want to improve your relationships with other adults around you, you can download the app as well. Like I said, it's absolutely free, and it goes through different phases of what you can do to improve your relationship with your children and with your spouse or your significant other. And so I found that app. I hope that you can download it and it will help you right away. It just like my gut instinct when I saw this, and I think it is actually on YouTube as an ad. So I listened to it, and wow, it's exactly what I was looking for. I hope it helps you. And as an individual that is a parent that did things that were so bizarre in the organization, I mean, they don't even let their kids be kids. It's very difficult for a child to sit for 2 hours in a Kingdom Hall and not be a child. I mean, I remember my 2.5-year-old, we'd have to get up and we'd have to get the wiggles out and get the jiggles out. And I would remember closing my door and going to the back, going to the elder's room, and both of us just totally jiggling it out and moving around and doing a little exercise in the back room just so that she could get that energy that a child has out. And I was one of those rare parents that didn't take the child in the back room for a spanking. I remember that growing up. I think it's in my congregations, it was predominantly, they were older. So yeah, the older friends just generally wanted everything quiet. There were very rare, it's very rare now that people have children in the organization. And I found that when I did go in the back room, I remember growing up and getting smacked all the time with a wooden spoon and my hair pulled, and I don't even know what I did wrong. I was being a kid. And so, yeah, and other parents with wooden spoons smacking their kids around. Yeah, I didn't want to do that to my child. And I did have a friend whose husband was an elder, And he said, I do not want you disciplining the children in front of the congregation or in the back rooms or in the bathrooms, or no, you deal with the children when we get home. And that resonated with me when I had my children. And I thought that was very good advice. So yeah, when I would go in the back room, we would get the jiggles out. So finding different ways to parent has always been a challenge, and I want to do it so that I have my children get them out of the home healthy, in a healthy frame of mind, being positive, making sure that they can make good decisions, and helping them along. That was not done in my home. And growing up, it was sabotaged constantly. So yeah, I don't want to do that as a parent. And I do want to have my children around, and I want to see my grandchildren. As most parents would want. We want to have a family. We want to see our children and our grandchildren. So, nonprofit organization, The Happy Child, it's a parenting app. It breaks down parenting. It's under the Human Improvement Project. I like that. The Human Improvement Project. I love it. And I will link the information down below and you can check it out. Also, I wanted to remind everybody about the Oxygen channel and the child molesting that will be featured on February 8th and February 9th. I'll link that there too. So I'm just reminding you so that you don't miss that. I think it's very important because that happened in our family. We were touched by it. We thought it was a single incident. We had no idea. I mean, yes, 13 little boys were affected with 26 adults that dealt with these individuals, people that were underage. And how deceptive the organization was with our family and with those 13 little boys and their families. Deceptive and cruel. I want to make sure that people are aware. February 8th and February 9th, Oxygen channel is doing the witness. It's all on child molesting and individuals that are heroically trying to explain what happened to them in their lives. My hat's off to them. Those are brave women and men. I know there are men that are affected. I know that there are men that are affected by child molestation because it affected our family and the young boys. So they are all now men. So I hope this helps you on your healing journey. And thank you for sharing coffee in the morning with me and spending precious time that you could be doing other things. And I appreciate it. I appreciate your time. And together, hello, we'll get through it. The Human Improvement Project. Okay, it is free. I love free. Free is for me. And there you go. I hope you appreciate it. I appreciate free. I appreciate people that are knowledgeable and helpful and want to help the human race. And they do it because they love the human race. Okay, take care, follow your bliss, and be good humans.